Well, thank you so much for staying with us, and thank you again to Bull Country Compost and Hayseed Hank for sponsoring our show each and every week for you every Saturday morning. They sponsor our show so that we can bring you this great gardening information. Thank you again to them. And also, we would like to congratulate Tim. 2 weeks ago, he was married, and so we want to say congratulations to him and his new wife, and a successful, wonderful, blissful marriage. And thanks again for sponsoring our show. Well, right before the break, I had told you that we were going to talk about some issues with oak trees that many of you are having this year. And several of you have come into the store, sent us photos of these little fuzzy things that were on your oak tree leaves, or some of them have even fallen off and they're on the ground now, or you have picked them off and you're sending photos of them. This is an odd situation. Oak trees usually don't have a whole lot of problems, but some gall. And this, I believe, is a form of gall. Usually when a tree is in a stressful situation like we had this year because of the drought, that is when they will get, some issues with insects, because just like us, our bodies can pick up a cold or the flu when our immune system is down. When a tree is stressed because of drought situations or other things, it makes them more susceptible to insect damage or being a good host for insects. And many times when a tree is starting to be attacked by insects, it will form this gall in its system. It's like a protection to help it protect itself from the insects. And I haven't, actually seen these on any trees myself, but many of you have sent me photos. And this is what it looks like. But this never, ever kills the trees. I've seen gall for 30 years, and I've never seen the gall itself kill the tree. It's going to fall off with the leaves when the leaves fall off this fall. But there are some things that you should do to keep your tree healthy, because all of these leaves that we're seeing this little fuzzy thing attached to is definitely not a healthy looking leaf. It has some discoloration. It's just not a real healthy looking leaf. It's got some crinkling to it. So what I'm going to recommend for anyone that's having this issue with their oak trees this year, and it's not just on one type of oak tree. We've seen it on red oak, white oak, and pin oaks. So if you have any of these trees that it's going on with, you want to take a couple steps. I would definitely recommend fertilizing this fall with tree tone. And I think that you will see, if you do this, some improvements next year. So at the drip line of the tree, we're not right at the trunk, because remember, those roots are not the ones that's going to pull in the nutrients. But at the drip line of the tree, I would recommend giving a good fertilization. About a 3-inch strip, making sure that 3-inch strip is completely covered with the fertilizer, and go all the way around the drip line of the tree. Now, this can use a lot of fertilizer because some of these trees are going to be very wide. You might have, a tree that is 10 or 12 or 15 feet wide sometimes, and doing that whole circumference of that drip line can use quite a bit of fertilizer. But I think that to save your tree, it's definitely going to be worth it. And I'm going to recommend that you do it this fall, sometime in October. And then you're going to do it again next spring, sometime in late March, or sometime in up to mid-April is going to be the ideal times to do it. So twice, fall and spring, and you will probably see a huge difference. If you have been someone that has been fertilizing your trees at least once a year, if not twice a year, and you had this issue on your trees this year, I would love to hear from you, because maybe my theory is wrong. But in most of the cases that I have spoke with the people that have this on their trees this year, they have never, or maybe 5 years ago, fertilized once. So most of the time, again, the tree is not at its strongest because it hasn't been fed on a regular basis. And so that's why I'm saying, do the fertilization, and I think it's really going to help you. But if you did have this issue and you are one of those faithful fertilizers that, people that do fertilize your trees and shrubs like we recommend every year or every spring and fall, I would really be interested in hearing from you if you had this issue. But that's what we're going to recommend. You don't need to go out and buy an insecticide or a fungicide or anything like that. Let's see how everything goes. But I really believe that a fertilization this fall, a fertilization next spring, if you were in a really droughtful situation, even watering it in might not be a bad idea. If we don't start getting some regular rains, I know they are predicting some rain tomorrow, but as of right now, we've been dry this week, and so it might just be that droughtful situation has brought this on. So that might be something that you want to try. The next thing that we had were some questions again about cover crop. Just want to let everyone know that this is the time that you're going to do your cover crop. When you're starting to do all your harvesting and pulling all of your vegetables, then those sections of garden can be done. The cover crop is in. And we do sell it by the 5-pound bag, but we also sell it by the pound. If you are someone that doesn't need a whole lot, you don't need to buy a full 5-pound bag that's going to last you for years and years. So we sell it both ways, and then that way you're going to have all of the nutrients in the soil that you need to feed that soil so that your garden does even better next year. You're going to put down your cover crop now. You're going to leave it sit there all winter long. And then next spring, you're going to till in that green manure. And that's going to be an ideal way to really keep everything going for you and keep that soil nice and rich. The next question that we had is very typical for this time of year. Everyone is asking right now about their mums and how do I get my mums to come back next year? And many people come in and they'll be like, I need the hardy mums because mums anymore aren't hardy. Well, mums in the fall that are purchased at a local independent garden center should all be hardy mums. I'm not going to say 100%, but about 99% of the mums that you're buying right now at a local independent greenhouse or garden center are hardy mums. There's a trick, though. You cannot leave these sit on your porch, decorating your porch for the fall till after Halloween, and then think you're going to plant them the first part of November, and they are going to come back for you. So you need to remember that if you want them to come back and you're not buying them as an annual, you need to do a few things, and that is get them planted. When you buy them this weekend at your local independent garden center, you want to go home and plant them no later than October 15th. And I think that's even pushing it because we never know what our temperatures are going to be like after that. Sometimes we have nice warm fall and things do well, but I really like October 1st, but October 15th at the very latest to have your mums planted in the ground if you want them to come back next year. Also, when they turn all brown and they look terrible and you're ready to start doing your fall cleanup and you're cutting all of your perennials back and you're cleaning up your flower beds for the winter, we call that putting everything to bed. You do not cut back your mums. You leave that little shrubbiness of dark, nasty looking brown leaves and branching all there for the whole winter, letting it accumulate and catch all of the leaves and debris that blows in there. And then next spring, when you do your spring cleanup, the first part of April, that's when you're going to cut it down. And that way it helps that root system to stay protected that first winter. Now, following years, you can do it in the fall, but that first winter, it's very critical not to cut back the head off of the mum when it is looking bad and ugly. Also a little extra mulch, and I would definitely recommend doing a little bit of a fertilization like the Espoma Biotone. when you're planting, that's really going to help that root system take effect and really get rooted in the ground quickly and get established before the cold temperatures. So if you have mums that you really want to come back, I want you to follow those directions, and you should have a beautiful mum next year, and it'll be bigger than it was this year as long as you do those things. We want to let you know of a few of the things that we have coming up. Our regular annually fall festival that we have. I think we've had it since the first year. I'm pretty sure I remember my husband and I having a fall festival the very first year. It was very small, but we had lots of pumpkins. It was really more of a great big sale day with some games and refreshments and things like that. So technically this would be like our 18th fall festival, but we have expanded it quite a bit in the last few years. We have the horse rides and games, and we have a haunted maze. We have food trucks and food carts. It's going to be just a lot of fun. We will be practicing social distancing. Things will be a little different than we have had in the past. Instead of us painting your face at the face painting station, someone in your family will be painting your face, or you'll paint your own face with a mirror, and we'll have everyone will have a new paintbrush. You'll put your paintbrush into a container to be sanitized. So we're going to take all the precautions that we need to keep everyone safe, but we really want to have this event and have a lot of fun with it. So it will be October 17th. Actually 3 weeks from today, the third Saturday of October. We always do them on the third Saturday. We will be doing all types of fun stuff all day long from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. And it will be a great time for everyone. So mark your calendars, plan on coming out, watch our Facebook page for updates of different things that will be going on that day. And also there will be many of the winter farmers market vendors there that day. So if you're interested in coming that day as a vendor as well, you can always get a hold of us, and we will make sure that we make room for you. Well, here we are at the end of the show. If you have any questions, please give me a call at 330-455-5997. It's been wonderful being with you today. Remember, God is good. And just remember that He loves you so much. And have a blessed week.